3, 2, 1, and the countdown's done, Joe. It's okay, you can now take a photo. And Jaime, let go of your pizza. Pineapple filled only if you can't see us. And he's just smiling and giggling, always listening so she can understand everything. This is the team that has your back when everything's whack. Yo, they'll make you laugh, join in the friendship, the community of fun, and learn something cool so you can be the one. Now wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. You filthy animals, filthy animals. It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know?
Dr. Ben.
Hey there.
Guess who's back?
I am. It seems like just 5. Actually, it was 5 days ago.
Just 5 little days ago. Thank you so much for being here, because I was going to call an audible and say, you know what? We're not going to be on tonight because Jamie's running late. I was caught in a hailstorm.
Yeah.
The only one that was available.
I'm just sitting here listening to some music, so it's fun that I can help. I think I mentioned it.
That.
Yeah, he asked. I think it was like December, and then a little bit in January, and I wasn't able to, and I felt bad. So I'm super happy that I can help out in any way.
Well, thank you so much. CPJ says, Dr. Ben. She said it in the same voice that I said it when you came on.
Well, I even added it this time in my name for
yes.
the show.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and it's nice to see you, and it's also nice to know that you arrived home safely, and also that Carrie said hi. So.
Dr. Ben, so it was craziness. I went over and had dinner with some friends, and
Okay.
they're just 7 minutes away. That's just how close they are. And we could see that there was some clouds coming. We didn't really think they're moving that fast. And then there was fire trucks being dispatched. And so we're like, oh, they're going to a fire, obviously, because there was several of them, not just one. And so anyway, had dinner, great time. And then starts kind of lightly raining, and we can see the dust. So we're in a dust bowl. So the dust is just blowing in.
Okay.
And I said, I better get home just because my doggos are outside right now. And so, there was zero visibility with all the dust coming, and then it started raining. So then you've got mud coming at you from all directions. And there was several cars that were pulled over on the side of the road. And I thought, I've got to keep going because my dogs need me. So I kept trucking, and then comes the hail. And I'm like, I can't stop. But then I pulled over because I couldn't see anything. And so waited. And anyway, I said, I better hightail it. And sure enough, my awning was not protecting the dogs. So I come home to 3 soaking, stinky dogs.
Oh, no. How did they react to all that?
Thankfully, they were good. They were really good. They were just we recently put up a porch for that reason, because we're like, there's no protection if ever we're caught out.
Okay.
And so Cade was with me, and usually Cade isn't with me. If someone stays here, then it will never rain. But, when you're not here is when it happens.
Yeah.
So
were you under a bridge? I mean, did you just have to park under a bridge?
No. We just pulled over onto the side of the road. I mean, we're like open.
Wow.
It's a flat area.
On the shoulder.
We're just on the shoulder. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I am sorry. Then that was quite a.
It was an adventure. It was 7 minute little drive.
But what a nasty 7 minutes it was, right?
It was, but we haven't had rain, so we're just like, bring on the rain. We need it so bad here.
Well, so did you get an alert on your weather app? Remember,
we do, but we get so many. We didn't get any dust alerts. We got severe thunderstorm alerts.
Okay. So that's my question about the dust. So
yeah,
ironically, the one time you probably could have used the
the one time that I was out and about and needed it. That's so funny. So let me catch up on these comments real quick. So, hi, Miss Debbie, how are you? Thanks for hopping in here. CPJ says, well, we got 4/10, a haboob, raining mud sideways, hail, and a really nice sprinkle. # West Texas, baby. And that's exactly. Do you know what a haboob is, Dr. Ben?
No.
Okay, so it is have you ever watched The Mummy?
Yes.
Okay, so it's that big cloud of dust.
Okay.
Okay, so those happen seriously like on a weekly basis here.
Oh wow!
And so
What
that's
was
why
it?
we're shocked.
Brandon or Brendan? What was the
Yes,
actor? Yeah.
Frasier.
Yes.
Why I know that, Joe and Jamie would be rolling over right now
Oh,
at the
because of
fact that I know that.
I thought you were going to say why you know it, because wasn't he like in what was the one that he was in that was kind of a flop? I think it kind of ended his career, because The Mummy is a good movie actually.
I don't know. I didn't realize his career was over.
Yeah, it was like, what was it? Something man, like it was like a caveman. Oh man, that didn't. That was a pun without me knowing that. So sorry about that. So
I
yeah,
like
well,
punny
my
people.
mom chimed in. We celebrated we mentioned a belated Mother's Day this
Yes.
last weekend, and we saw a concert. It was a cover band that was called the Women of Rock.
Okay.
So it's it's a live concert, right? You go see the concert, but
Right.
obviously it's a cover band. It's not the actual members of, like, Heart or
Right.
Pat Benatar. Yeah, but what was cool about it was, not only did they do it in groups, meaning they would do like 3 or 4 songs of Heart, and then switch over, and they would introduce the next singer and what impact she had in rock. But they would the lead singer would leave while they were introducing it, and she would come out and dance and wear the clothes of, like, Stevie Nicks or whatever. What I mean? She would actually take on the look and the style of the
That's awesome.
whatever singer, yeah, throughout the night. So it was pretty cool actually. My own vote was I'm a huge Blondie
Okay.
and so I felt that the Blondie songs stole the show. But
Oh, that's so cool. So everybody had a good time.
everybody had a good time.
Good. Okay, let me finish up on these. Hey, Joanne. She said, "Hey guys, glad you're safe." Yes, I'm just, I was really worried about my little doggos. That's what I was worried about. Miss Debbie says, "I haven't really noticed your accent until this evening." My accent or Dr. Ben's? No, I'm
No,
kidding. Yeah, no, I'm
I
kidding.
almost fell for that.
Let's see. Watching from a cruise boat on the way to Bermuda. Hey, y'all. Hi, Rosie. How
Oh wow,
awesome.
that's another of my aunts.
And she is watching us while she's on a cruise boat. Thank you.
Wow, that is so cool. Hi, Rosie, and she's my godmother. She's my aunt and the best godmother in the world.
Oh, I love it.
And so,
So CPJ, after you said Brendan Fraser's career was over, she said so was Amber Heard's career.
yes,
Hey, Rodimus, thanks for joining and hopping in here. Rosie says, "Hi, Debbie." And CPJ says, "I love cover bands, especially when they're awesome." Oh, did the Stevie Singer twirl?
yes.
So she did everything.
She really put a lot of effort into the wigs, the clothes, like even the way she held the microphone was, exactly like the particular singer. So they were really good. They didn't have as much attendance as they would have liked, I'm sure, but it was a fun show.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sometimes I feel like those more intimate shows are just even better than when having, a bigger group or whatever. I don't know if you've heard of Apocalyptica.
Yeah, of course.
I love them.
Do you really? You like Apocalyptica?
Yes, they played at Jake's Back Room, which is the tiniest,
Wow.
not tiniest venue, but they played it. It's a small venue. It's not, it's an indoors. Absolutely love it. And yeah, I love Apocalyptica. It was the best. I was telling my husband, I think it's one of the best shows we've ever watched. We were right up center with them.
In fact, are they? Do you know? Are they from Finland? I think they're Finnish, aren't they? I don't know. They're Northern European.
There's something I don't know what they are, and I used to know, but man, I hadn't seen anything. I hadn't seen them in forever. But their Metallica cover stuff,
Yeah.
they blow anything and everything out of the water. They are amazing.
No, they really are. They really have a niche. If for those of you who don't know, Apocalyptica is they do classical music. They do cover songs of metal bands in classical style. And if it sounds kind of stale or boring, it is not at all.
It is not. It is far from it.
Yeah, they've really found their niche, haven't they?
They really have. Hey, JPineapples, thanks for joining us. Oh,
Hey.
did you hear something?
I'm sorry. Come in.
I like that, right? It was a teaser.
Yeah, I know. He just wanted y'all to know that he was there. So Rosie says, "Best godson ever." Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
She is just a wonderful person. Let's see.
We should get Dr. Ben, his mom, and all of his aunts to come to Cactus Theater or the Buddy Holly Performance Arts Center. Yes, because we have a lot of cover band stuff here. You know, last time I mentioned Whips and Kisses, and they were
Yes.
really, really good.
Okay,
but
well,
we
here-
just have a.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dr. Ben.
I was going to say that is possible, Carrie, because every year my mom and her sisters, so that'd be in sisters-in-law, right? So there's a total of 9 because there are 6 sisters and then 3 sisters-in-law, and so they plan once a year. They do a sisters trip somewhere in the. Usually, I think every time it's been in the continental U.S. And so maybe next year could be. Texas
how cool.
might have to consider that.
So cool. Oh, Debbie said she would love to come. We'd have to definitely plan it and have like something spectacular going on so you guys could enjoy it.
Just be ready because they are a barrel of laughs and fun.
I love that.
And they all truly get along, and they just have so much fun. They are like a walking rent-a-party. And so they are a lot of fun, and I would enjoy being down there, of course, and it'd be fun to tag along on their on one leg of their sister's trip.
Yes, that would be so cool. Let's see. Sandy and I will be tour guides. We'll be tour guide Barbies.
Okay.
You can chaperone, Dr. Ben.
Yeah, I might have to.
Are you ready, Dr. JPineapples, not Dr. Pineapples.
She's much more prettier than I am.
That's right. I guess Sean wants to know if you're eating corn dogs.
John, how did you know?
He has a good eye.
Oh, wow. That is a good eye.
Not
It's a
just
shape.
any,
The bag is a shape.
and they're not corn dogs.
They're
They're Wiener Schnitzel?
Schnitzel.
Who went to Wiener Schnitzel?
Dr. Pineapples.
Ah.
I asked her if she would stop by because this weekend she went to Ohio with my niece for a baby shower for a family member. And I was like, please stop by Wiener Schnitzel on your way back, please. And she was like, I don't. I was like, no, please. And she's like, it's out of the way. And I was like, it's not out of the way. Please go. And so she called
You
or
didn't
texted
snap
me.
like that.
She called or texted like sometime before they got there, and I was like, yes, give me like 10 chili cheese dogs, please. Because these things are remarkable because you can throw them in the fridge and they're good for like a few days later. And so,
well, that's what I was going to ask. Are you going to eat during the show?
I am Dr. Ben.
We didn't know that we were going to have a weenie on as the guest host in addition to Dr. Ben. So just know that you're making Sean nauseous with those.
I don't care. John, I don't care.
So are you guys saying Sean? Is that what you're saying?
John.
So Encarnacion, the last for that, we call him Chon.
Chon, okay.
And I guess you would know that, Dr. Ben. I just was trying to
I just
teach you
wanted to make
Spanish.
sure I was saying it right. Yeah. So mom's asking why. So Jaime's last name is Piña, mom, which means pineapple,
which is the symbol for friendship and hospitality, by the way.
Depending.
Okay.
Shut your mouth.
That's all I was gonna say. Just all I was gonna
So you
say.
keep talking so I can listen and laugh while I eat and enjoy life.
What were we talking about before we were rudely interrupted?
We were talking about their annual sisters trip, of course,
that's right.
the possibility of Texas.
Where have they gone in the past?
They've gone to Idaho. Let's see. Mom might have to chime in on that. And they've gone to Idaho, Tennessee.
They go to like Nashville. Do they go like the big cities?
Sometimes they travel around to go to relatives. Except for Idaho, we don't know anybody. That was Sandy Point. They really like that one. I know. I'm just trying to think of the other.
Is that where they have like really good skiing? Is in Sandy Point?
Yes,
or is it just all of Idaho?
It's most of Idaho, but I know it's like an art community where they were specifically. But yeah, that's
cool.
I just remember 2 specifics. One was in the South, so one was in Tennessee, one was in Idaho, and then she will fill in the rest.
Gotcha.
This is not the greatest hot dog ever made.
So Randy says, and a great juice. I bet he's referring to pineapple.
So if you're ever sick and you have a sore throat, drink pineapple juice. because it's a natural. What do they call it? Like it's a natural antibiotic.
Antibacterial.
Okay, Randy said North Carolina as well. I forgot about Asheville.
Asheville, and then which one's the Herman?
Oh, in Missouri, Herman, Missouri. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so Randy is Rosie's husband, and so they are both on a cruise right now.
Yeah, they're on a
Rosie?
cruise. Yes, and then they're watching us
They're
on their
watching
cruise.
us while they're on an incredible cruise.
Wait, what cruise line are you on? I say that like
They're
you can
headed
answer me right now.
to Bermuda is where they're headed, but I
They're
mean
in
that
the
doesn't answer where they're at.
I wonder if they're on the same cruise with Gabby.
Well, no, actually, wait a minute.
Because I don't remember her. It's on her Instagram. Gabby is an old friend of the show's, and she left show business to go do
that's right,
boat business.
Gamboa, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
good
Yeah.
memory.
Well, she sent me a Facebook request, and it was funny. I was really enjoying because you know how they send you the ones on Facebook that say like, you should consider the following people, right?
Oh yeah,
and
you
one of
might
them-
know.
Yeah, so and one of them was Carrie. So I clicked and watched. I looked at a couple of hers, and I really enjoyed it because it said something along the lines of like, as a matter of fact, I do have great hair or something like that.
Yes,
No,
her
I
new
wanted-
profile picture.
that-
She's Carrie with the good hair.
Very good hair. So I really appreciated that one, and I got a chuckle out of that.
That's awesome. I love it. Okay, so how do you pronounce this one? I don't want to butcher that.
Galena, it's Galena, but I don't remember. So what we got so far: North Carolina, Tennessee,
Missouri.
Saint,
We've got
Idaho,
Regent or Regent.
and then a Regent, but I'm not sure what state.
Who's
that is.
Rosie Powell?
So she's my
Randy.
aunt / godmother, and
Okay.
and also the Energizer Bunny, because I if you ever want to have, I wish I had about 1/3 the energy level that she has.
Right.
And then, like I said, her husband, Randy,
she's
on
on-
the trip.
She's on the Regent. That's the name of the ship.
Oh, okay.
Thank
okay.
you. Regent's Cruise
We're
Line.
like, where's
Thank you,
Regent?
Deb.
Regent, used to be
Never.
Alabama, I don't know, somewhere down south. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. I would have said somewhere north with the name Regent. We're like Chattahoochee down here.
Or charcuterie board.
Yeah, or charcuterie, yeah. So other than the show, did you do more yard work, more knock off more stuff on your honey-do list, Dr. Ben?
Today I did a tad, not so much since last time. Actually, I'm pretty much caught up. I was working a little bit more on work. So how it kind of works for me in the summer is I have to go in and kind of just assess the damages. Right, I kind of go in and check email, and then the rest of my day will kind of go accordingly. And
he's been very busy.
Exactly. I came out relatively unscathed today, so I didn't have too much going on in that realm. So thank God.
So today a trial interfered with my job. I was too busy.
But they haven't made it. Have they made a decision?
No,
Oh,
not
no,
yet.
we're-
Right now they're in cross-examination,
Oh, okay.
Oh goodness, was it a good one today?
and it was wild.
Was it wild? I think it was juicy. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say juicy.
It was juicy, and it's one of those where like, well, you said this. Well, I might have misspoke.
It was juicy, and what is that? That feeling you get when you're like, yes, yes,
Validation.
yeah. There you go.
Validating.
Maybe we're in the same field of feelings, because that's that feeling you get with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was watching her being cross-examined today, because you're finally like, yeah. Oh my gosh, you're validating so many thoughts that people have had for a while now.
So, Girl from the Moon says, my dad and I are listening on our way to the Pinewood Social. Oh, I hope you'll have so much fun.
That's cool.
I had a great talk with her. I'm so proud of her. Let me just tell you, okay? That little girl in her first year of college made the president's list twice. They don't have the dean's list at her college. They made the president's list. And
Congratulations.
I was in the car, and I was all like, yeah, woo! I was all excited, because I'm like, this young lady is going to major in poli-sci. Not poli-sci. What is it?
Political science?
Yeah, political science. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Sure.
And so I was like, so when I found out last year when she was going to do that, she brought me to tears. So, being being Mexican American, and so having those roots, when I hear about some of our people just really going into those fields you don't really hear a lot of, it's something that for me it gets me fired up. And so hearing that she was going to go major in that, I was like, oh my gosh, and I'm crying because I'm like, going to college and super excited for her and to be doing something so outstanding, in my opinion, for for herself, and I think it really helps our people out. Like, my daughter has dreams of being the president of the United States,
That's
and
awesome.
she speaks that into power. And she's like, when she saw a picture of Joe's picture of the White House or whatever, she was like, "Oh, look, he took a picture of my future house." And she's headed out there here soon for her
That's awesome.
for her school trip. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go take a visit to my future home. I'm gonna see which room we'll put you and mommy in, and I'll get to see where my office will be, and maybe I'll even see my predecessor there, and tell him, keep the seat warm for me until I get there." And she's like, and then afterwards, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just probably be like a justice, and I'll just because that's where the real power at is, she says. And so I'm like,
I like
yes. So when Girl from the Moon was talking, and this morning or earlier today when she told me she'd gotten on the president's list twice, I was just like,
I know, it just gives you hope that there are young kids out there that do care about, other than themselves.
yeah, and to hear that, so not only is she, I always think anyone who chooses to go to college, it's a great endeavor. It's I really feel like that's what our country needs for our young generation. Like, and we live in a world where you really, I'll just say the statement, but it's really hard with a piece of paper. Options open up to you. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not saying anything else about other people who don't have it. I myself don't have one, but with a degree of any kind, especially the higher education degrees like Dr. Ben, the world is open to you. You are not closed off.
The world is your oyster.
It truly is.
Yes, including trade schools.
Yes. And so if I am anything to just help further your stuff. I heard a story recently about a young man who was getting his PhD. I don't know if he was, let me put it this way. He was a dissertation away from achieving his PhD, and he stopped.
Wow. Well, that's very common.
He stopped because he got married. And I am sitting there like,
they're called ABDers, right? ABD.
What's ABD?
So ABD is all but dissertation.
Ouch!
So it's common.
It's very common. It's very common, and so like people, it's not an accepted title, right? But people will unofficially say like, I'm ABD, and so what that means is that you've passed your exams, you've taken the coursework, you've passed your qualification exams, right? And now you're you're past that. You're not in the classroom. You're just working on your dissertation, and so you're left to your own devices a lot more. And so for a multitude of reasons, a lot of people don't finish.
And I can't speak too negatively about it, right? Because Dr. Pineapples and I, when we got married, we were in the middle of her dissertation.
Okay.
But our first year of marriage was focused like 95% on her completing her dissertation. And so that looked and I don't have to, I'm preaching to the choir when I'm talking to Dr. Ben, but for Sandy and everyone else, all of us who didn't. So like our first year of marriage it looked odd. It looked odd, but not in a bad way. So we'd come home. I was making sure I was cooking dinner. That was, and I'm happy taking on that type of whatever. So happy cooking dinner. But then when we were done cooking dinner, kind of just checking in on each other, which was like 30, 40 minutes, the rest of the evening was Dr. Pineapple sitting and laying on the couch with hundreds of papers on the floor everywhere, and me at her feet with my video game controller playing video games in the same room, so she could just feel energy and life around her instead of just being in the sea of papers. And she would always, can you hand me this one? Look for the ones that are titled this. Look for the ones with this date, and then at the end, get all those sites and put them together. And all, there's all this stuff. In the weekends, same thing. But every day was like that for that first year. And so it was tough. It's hard. And I saw the toll it took on her. But
so college is hard. And then adding marriage into that makes it even harder. So we went through that with Eric going to tech, but add in Eric being deployed while he's trying to attend school. So it's like, all right, he gets going, gets ramped up. The first year that he started attending tech, he was going to get his degree in architecture. And his first project, it was a 40-hour project. And the first day, the professor was like, say goodbye to your family for the next, or your friends, because nobody, he was probably the only one that was married in there. Say goodbye to your friends for the next 5 years. And so after that, of course, he only took one semester of it because he's like, I can't do it. Because not only we were both working, and he was, like I said, he was having to go into deployments. Anyway, he ended up getting, I'm not going to lie. He got his bachelor's in something, but I don't know in what. And he graduated while he was in Afghanistan. And so they sent him the, what are those things called? The Texas Tech something that you put around your cap and gown, the ribbons. They sent him a veterans one. And so he got to do, that was his kind of graduation ceremony. So
that's still gnarly.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool, but it was really hard.
That is brutal, and kudos to him.
It's funny that the three of us have experiences in higher education with people like Dr. Ben getting his PhD, Dr. Pineapples, and being the husband of someone getting their PhD, and then being the spouse of someone extenuating circumstances, right? Getting their degree.
Absolutely.
So Kate had asked Eric one time when he was younger, he was like, hey, Dad, did you have roommates in college? And he was like, yeah, you.
Yeah. But, I digress. Wanted to pull it all back together to talking to that little girl earlier. So, it extremely warms. It not even warms, but it's an inconceivable amount of words and feelings all wrapped. It's a cornucopia of thoughts and future dreams and stuff like that. When when I hear of children, especially, again, being Mexican American, I'm not saying anything against other people, but that is it's a group. When
you're first generation kids having second generation kids, and then continuing. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's definitely
powerful. And so
that's
and
cool
hearing her
moves
dreams
you so much.
Huh?
That's cool that it moves you so much.
Oh, bang, it does. It does. And so I went to be a part of a business resource group at my new job, right? And I get passionate talking about this with them, with the Latinx community at my job.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. I'm like, you guys are powerful. You're strong. You came from a bloodline that was, has transcended time. You exist today because, I feel like that's just that kind of empowerment is needed. I feel like that's needed for so many people. I can speak to that. So that's the community that I want to speak to, if that makes sense. And
that makes total sense.
And so it's so encouraging. When I think of Natalia, even, when I think of your kids, Sandy, when I think of mine, it's like, yes, I just want to make sure they feel empowered, that the future is not out of grasp. Presidency, it's there. Just gosh,
it is. It's totally there. So while we're on this subject, Carrie says, how would everyone like to see higher education change so it is more realistic for people? Cost, fluff courses lean more toward trades, thoughts?
So it's interesting you say, I've talked a lot. I'm going to let y'all go first. I'm sorry.
I would just say for me with student loans, I don't know about, forgiving and things like that. I would say one easy thing would be no interest. To me, the question has been posited. I think a very, some people want, free college and more of the Northern European approach, right? And other people scoff at that. What I would say is I think we could come together and say, student loans, no problem, but there's zero interest on them.
I agree with that. Sense. That would be good.
Yeah. Because there was somebody recently who I don't recall the situation, the exact numbers, right? But I think he's paid like $200,000, and it's put a dent into them. But because of interest, he's still going. I don't know that that's the purpose either, right? I mean, I understand that we probably won't ever get to the point where we just forgive all student loans and just say, you're fine, you're done. But I think a temporary solution, an easy solution for everybody would be just simply say zero interest.
I agree with that because we are, I feel like we're still paying student loans for Eric stuff. The military did take care of some stuff, but then there was some that it didn't take care of.
Okay.
And so, yeah, lower interest. We did have deferred interest when he was deployed, so that was a bonus and awesome for us. But once he came back and you're off orders and you resume to normalcy, and sometimes military run stuff.
How long would you say he's been paying back on that? If you had to guess.
I mean, he graduated. I can't even remember what year he graduated in. I mean, it's been at least 10 years.
Okay. You see my point? I mean, I don't. Well, first of all, I don't think someone in the military should have to, take out.
And that's because he didn't pursue, anything else. Like he went, and
for his minimum degree
and minimum, and then we had hoped that he would have some carryover for the boys, but he ended up using it all. So.
Wow. I think so. Up here, I don't know if I'd mentioned it, but Dr. Ben, there's a Heartland, so that's a community college up here. They recently offered this program where they will teach you a trade, and not only teach you a trade, offer you a trade, they'll pay for it and give you cash to attend the trade. So my niece, for example, we helped her sign up for it, and I say we, and I mean Dr. Pineapples, helped her sign up for that, and we got the confirmation letter back. She was accepted.
Oh, cool.
So she took the EMT, emergency medical technician, I think that's what it stands for, course. So not only will she be able to take online courses this summer, by the end of the summer, she's going to get a trade certificate that'll allow her to be an EMT and make money and do that. They're paying for the courses. And they're actually giving her like a little, I don't know the exact amount, but they're giving her like a little extra something on top. That's just like, here, it's just money. We want you to come get this. So she literally zero into it, but gets nothing but benefit out of it.
That's awesome.
And she's still going to go to college. She signed up for summer classes and fall classes.
Oh, that's a wonderful program.
So she's still going to get a degree. She'll have a certificate that she can fall back on that will make her money, and good money. It's not bad money at EMT,
No,
and
good.
she loves that kind of thing. And so she's like,
wonderful.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And
so I think that's a good idea is trades instead of colleges. It just so happens she's going to do both. So.
Absolutely, it is.
And so going back to Carrie's thing, the fluff courses, I honestly wish that they wouldn't offer that because, I mean, I made it on time to bowling class. I didn't make it on time to my math class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my priorities were jacked. So I wish they wouldn't offer things like that.
So when you say fluff, you mean the kind of courses that
that's you don't need that. You don't need that, you know, and I know someone that's going through some stuff right now and that's all she's been taking is fluff classes, stuff that doesn't even apply to what she's doing, but they're just putting her in there. And honestly, it's complete waste. I feel like whatever you're going for, you should have your classes lined up, and that's what you're going to take, and not any additional things.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at the Spanish-speaking countries, people always ask in our classes, how do you say what is your major? And the answer is it's what is your career in Spanish, right? Because your career is what you study in college, right? There's nothing else in most countries, and so.
And you're so right about that. Like I can remember it. I wouldn't say maybe even necessarily fluff classes, but any classes that don't have to do with your career. Like I have some classes. I have some, a little chunk of hours under my belt. And I remember taking some classes and I was just like, I have zero care for, learning Python language. Like I've always known in all my IT career, I have zero plans to go into programming. I do not want to just keep my head down, look in a computer and just type away all day. I don't want to debug that. I don't want to do penetration testing for nothing in my future IT career. I want to touch programming language at all. But you're telling me I have to take several programming languages to get a degree in whatever computer science, program I was going for. And I'm like, I get the idea, but for practical use, I'm spending money on that. And it was a class that I failed twice, and I had to pay for that twice and take it a third time. And I was just like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. See, stuff like that, if it's not vital to what you're going to, you shouldn't have to take it. It's insane to me.
Yeah, there are two ways to look at that, right? And one is the notion of like a liberal arts college, where you're supposed to get this a global education, and a lot of people firmly stand behind that. And one of the statistics that they use is they say, I don't remember the exact percentage, but a lot of people, very few people stay in the exact career that they wanted and started off with.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, I will say that's just one way to look at it, and so one possibility for that Sandy is mentioning is, you could have some colleges that are, specifically liberal arts, so that way you could do that if you would like to explore that, and then have other systems that were just very streamlined.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And one more, I was going to answer one more question. And so Carrie also asked, she said, add in, how would you like to see high school change and support kids making decisions on taking students' loans, prepping them for scholarship apps, etc. So in my experience, we did have proactive teachers that were helping us apply for things like Pell Grants, because let's face it, my parents were very, very poor and could not afford to send two of us, because we graduated at the same time, to school. So we qualified for the Pell Grants. Thank you, Jesus. And anyways, I'm not a twin.
Oh.
My brother failed first grade, and so we caught up. We're 11 months apart.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's neat.
We're Latin twins.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a cool story.
So anyway, so our parents, like I said, couldn't afford it. So yeah, so we did have teachers that were hands-on and were helping us apply for scholarships too. But now these kids can be like phlebotomists out of high school.
Yeah.
They are teaching them like amazing things. So like Cade has the options of robotics. He has the options of programming, like doing HTML classes. There's like a robust amount of things that the schools are teaching these kids, which is amazing.
Yeah,
a lot more options than we ever had. And so like they get dual credits, and like for Angelo State University, and for here, I think, I can't remember, but I'm sure that's going to be something that I've got to work on with Cade coming up, since he's going to be a junior. But yeah, and then also trade schools, there are some local programs here. Some of the plumbers that they'll pay for teach the kids, like the HVAC technicians and all of that stuff, and pay for it and get sign-on bonuses. Like I think we have to break away from the stereotype of saying, HVAC people, like making it less than a degree. I think there's a stereotype in that environment.
If you guys have seen how much an HVAC person makes, though, geez.
I know. Then you wouldn't look at it like that, but yeah, we've got.
Or the flip side, right? How much educators make or don't make,
right? So. And I appreciate you saying that, Sandy, because for the flip side, it's like your kids are in a great zip code in order to benefit from that type of stuff, because not all kids are. And in fact, I would say it's a shame that many more kids don't have access to those type of classes or services in their schools and literally get bare minimum. And then we wonder why the system is set up the way it is, because not all kids get the same type of education.
Yeah.
They gerrymander areas, and so certain kids do not get access to those funds, and their schools show that, and their education shows that. And then you look at it as like, then stereotypes fall in for those kids, and it's not fair, because if you had taken that child and put them into the schools that were offering the same things you just mentioned, you would definitely see a complete reversal.
I want to say that all the kids here locally are offered that because they compete. Because even Morton
maybe in Lubbock,
okay.
But I'm saying nationally.
Gotcha.
And I actually don't even believe that it is in Lubbock, because I don't think that's a true statement. Everywhere you go, the money that's divided up to a school, any of them, is always going to be based on the zip codes. It's going to be based on the zip codes of the school, of the children who go to that school. And that's why you see parents who fight for having their kids go to other schools. They got to wake up hours earlier and either get them on the bus, a city bus, no less, or drive them. And they make these great strides to be like, I am struggling to get my kid to go to the good school, because if they go to the good school, they're going to get better opportunities. And it's fact.
Which is why we have tried our hardest to stay in the district that we're in. Even when we were looking for a house, we made sure that we're staying in our school district, because we have had great opportunities here.
Okay.
And so we love our school district. Never have had an issue. I know that LISD, let me take that back. I know that there are some schools within this area where the kids have had issues. And so, yeah, no, we're very, very blessed in that.
Laughing at mom's
Oh yeah,
comment.
she said Jamie is making me hungry. He does that, doesn't he? He's the worst.
It just happens. It just happens.
CPJ says my brother and I graduated at the same time. My parents made too much for any grants, but couldn't afford to support college tuition. I chose not to take on debt, so I had to work full time to pay for the hours that I have.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's good. And see, that's another thing too. Is I feel like some of us parents are failing our children in teaching them valuable life skills like work so that you don't have to pull out loans. Because I know that we want to say the school should teach that, but I think it's our job as parents that should fall on our shoulders to teach our kids. Like, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what happens when you pull out a loan, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know.
I agree. And I just think, at a certain level, what makes more sense? Yet another algebra class, or something incredibly practical too, right?
Right.
I hope it seems to be going more practical route, and I hope that it does.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Do we have another comment? I had a quick question for Jaime, but it's not. I can wait.
So I didn't have one person pull me aside to suggest any kind of college prep whatsoever at my high school. #Plainsman. And maybe that's the difference in between a large school and a small school. I graduated with the class of 54, I think. I can't remember now at this point. But, and then my sons are graduating with classes of 750. So but they do have the opportunity to complete programs and scholarships and all that stuff. So Day Walker says that part, Jamie, and I believe he said that when he was talking about the schools. Okay,
Yeah.
Dr. Ben.
Well, hold on. Because in case, are you flipping? Are you changing? Are you pivoting? I want to stay on this for a couple more.
Yeah, I'm going to pivot, but it's not time sensitive
that's
or urgent in any way.
Okay, I just wanted to address a couple things. Excuse me. CPJ earlier, she's asking. Says Jaime, but who pays for all the gifts? That's okay. Is there a program in the community that pays into that school to provide that? And the answer is usually yes, CPJ. So, for example, at ISU, where Dr. Ben and my wife work, there was a new cybersecurity school that was opened up, and that's because one of the large insurance companies in our town, what is it, a Fortune 50 insurance company that's headquartered in my town, our town. They invested quite a bit of money into ISU to open up this school. Now the students can attend and can go anywhere afterwards. But honestly, the heart is if we're investing in this, hopefully we're going to get a piece of that back so that some of those cybersecurity experts will come to work at the big insurance company in town. And so that's why. For the trades that I was talking about earlier, yes. So my new job that I have, Rivian, the electric automobile company, so they invested some money into Heartlands, who offer not the EMT piece, but they offer an EV trade, electronic vehicle trade, that they'll teach them how to use. And actually, they're getting a friggin' top of the line electronic vehicle lab, and I can't remember what the other word, but imagine a mini plant, if you can, where they're going to put together electronic vehicles.
Wow.
And experiment on. Yeah, I mean, we're talking. It's a big.
That's an amazing trade.
It really is. So people can go there, and remember, you're not limited. They're not focused on age. They're just saying anyone who wants to come get a trade. So anyone is available.
Wow,
it's not age limited. So people can go there. So again, Rivian gives money to the school to do that and to promote it, and so that's why people go and they take it. Rivian's hoping that people who finish the trade will come to work at Rivian and put together the vehicles and everything.
So they're investing in a hopefully growth in their future, which is amazing, which I wish more companies would do that.
And not only their personal future and the future of the attendees, I guess you want to say, right? The students, but also, and I know it's going to sound like shameless promotion, but honestly, they're investing in the future of our planet. Like electronic vehicles, for the most part, people, in my opinion, the people who are really pioneering this stuff, like they're really in it. Their message, like RJ is the guy who owns Rivian. His message has continually always been about limiting the carbon footprint on this planet.
I get Rivian and Tesla truck confused.
Rivian is the one that Natalia calls it the USB truck. right? Because
Why?
the headlights look kind of looks like
That's true.
Oh,
There's some
funny.
ways it looks like you can plug into there, right?
That's
Yeah.
funny.
So, but anyhow, anyway, digressing back, places like this do invest in the local community learning locations, however you want to say that, so that they can get that. I don't know
awesome.
if that answers CPJ is what you were looking for, if there was something else, but so yes.
I think so. She said here,
Okay.
that's awesome. Sandy, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Odessa College or Midland College offers a 2 years associate free because of oil royalties. That I hadn't heard, but that's pretty cool.
That
That's
would make
really
sense,
cool.
actually.
yeah.
So Midland, Odessa is the area, that's high oil. But I mean, look at their stadiums. Their high school stadiums, insane. No high
Yeah.
school. needs a
Is it you're
stadium
talking
like
about
that.
Ratliff?
The Panthers, right? They're the Panthers, the Odessa Panthers. Yeah, they're
Don't
the one
get
that
me
Friday
lying.
Night Lights was made. From.
Okay, I was going to ask.
Yeah, and they're good God. It's just I'm like, that's a high school freaking stadium.
Yeah.
Like,
Better than
you can fool
some
me.
colleges for sure.
Jeez.
Yeah, but
So-
it's Texas football, right? So
yeah, that too. Yeah. So, anyhow, yeah. And then just with Rodimus again, that part. Yeah,
Yeah, I showed it. He said that's cutting edge. I like that.
Well, no, the other one, just there are areas out there the education isn't what you would hope or think or believe it to be. It's super subpar.
Speaking of education, did y'all see like teachers in Houston? There's like 108 teachers leaving at the end of the year for Houston. I think we're gonna have Houston. We are gonna have a problem. Oh my gosh, I did not mean that at all. But
but it fits, right? It fits.
but it fits.
Yeah,
it does
yeah.
fit. I was going to ask if you.
Unintentional.
It fits. It's teachers are so underappreciated and so
They're underappreciated, and
underpaid.
a lot of my thoughts are too is we're not teaching our kids to be respectful of authority, and I feel like that's a large part. Teachers that are getting bullied. That's the craziest thing that beats me.
I taught high school for just a very short time. I got my teaching license, and so between my BA and my MA, I taught high school. And what was interesting was in the parking lot, you could always tell, even though it wasn't designated, you could tell who the teachers were and who the students, because we all had, old.
Beaters.
Yeah, beaters, exactly. 1988 Toyota Corollas, and then the students had
dinosaurs, but powerhouses.
Lincoln Navigators and all this stuff that was
Oh my gosh,
huge at the time, and so it was.
So doesn't that go back? And we've had a discussion on this before, Sandy, but I don't exactly know how I want to go there. But when we see sports programs and the sports teachers and coaches, living it nice while the rest of the school teachers, etc., are not. And I don't know. I just feel like that.
I guess from where I'm from, that didn't happen because they were not that good in sports, and so everybody lived. So growing up, I didn't have that. Here, everybody just is everywhere, so I don't know. Like, we had a coach that lived in our neighborhood. He was across the street from us, and his house was older than ours, so I don't know. I can't speak on that, but
Well, and then we talked a little bit, the last time about, a similar subject with sports. But the one thing that's hard too is not only do they make that much money, the coaches, right? But think about this: that's a contract. Even if they're fired, so let's say they have 2 out of 5 years, their first 2 years are dead last, they're still owed that money. So imagine, somebody's out there sitting on their couch. Making a lot more than you. And
our football coach at Tech got fired, and what's in a hurry to go find a job, because you're still going to get paid out your millions, your contracts.
And that's why I do not, and I've never had a problem when the teacher asks me for whatever the kids needed extra or something else. I was always willing to help out any way possible, just because I'm like, you're taking care of my kid. You need extra. Yes.
Do you know when Alex entered kindergarten, pre-K? He started out in Levelland, and his teacher said, you don't have to bring his school supplies. And I was like, what do you mean? They were like, well, we'll provide them. I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I will provide his school supplies. Like, we don't need hand-me-downs. I appreciate that, and
Oh,
I'm glad that that's available.
Yeah.
But that just like, no
it
way.
just
Like,
got you.
it just got me. I just thought, see, the thing is there's people that can't afford them and just don't buy school supplies, and then there's people that genuinely need that. If I needed it, I would take advantage of it. But because I don't need it, we're going to provide our own. And she was like, no, are you sure? And I'm like, I'm positive. Like, hey, we are okay. We just need him to start school because he's getting on my nerves. That's the only reason. And if you
Yeah.
need school supplies, we're going to get you school supplies. Like, don't worry. But yeah, it's crazy to me that they would tell me something like that.
All right, Doc. Sorry. Go ahead and pivot.
No
Pivot.
problem at all. I just want to make sure I get my information right. I did have an update with because my mom will probably, she'll click out of the show if I don't get my terms right, because you know that in Normal, Illinois, I'm trying to think of her name, but what is it? America's Got Talent or The
American
Voice?
Idol. That's
American
right.
Idol. Okay, so
Yeah.
I blew it. All right, so she's probably going to leave.
She's already gone.
The Masked Singer, all these shows. I don't watch those, but so one of the contestants is from here, and she's going to be. I was just actually. It's practically down the street from me, and I took my dog for a walk before.
You still live where I think you lived?
Yeah,
Off of Linden?
exactly. And
Okay,
so,
okay, I remember.
and so I walked my dog in Uptown in the downtown area. It's
Yeah.
American Idol. Yeah, okay. And she's still here.
Still here.
Hey, Mom.
She didn't
Not
click out.
Just only the America's Got Masks or whatever these shows are. I don't watch them.
I'm with you, Ben.
She
I'm with you,
watches
Doc.
every single one. So they have her name. Is it Leah? Is it
Leah.
Is that what it is?
Mallory, I think.
Leah Mallory. Okay. So she's going to be on it. And remember, I think in the last episode, I mentioned that my daughter Natalia was going to be on the high school dance team.
Marlene.
And
Leah
so, so they are going to be tomorrow as part of the show.
The parade show.
Parade
Yeah. So anyone who hasn't
Natalia
seen
is?
American Idol,
Yes, Natalia will be.
when you get to there's a normal native who is in the top 3, and when they get to the top 3 spot, American Idol, they go to each of their hometowns and they film a video of their hometown. They do a performance and a parade and everything. And so the city of Normal is hosting a parade for Leah Marlene. She's I think how old? She's like 13 or 14, right?
Oh, wow. She's a little baby.
She is. I did not know that.
Yeah, she's. Oh no, I'm sorry, 20-year-old. Sorry, she's 20-year-old. Still baby to me.
She's a little bigger baby.
Yeah. So she's 20 years old though. But anyway, so they're gonna do tomorrow night is the live airing. I think it's live.
Is it live?
I can't remember.
Okay, all right. Well, make sure you guys check it out tomorrow and look for.
I think
some-
so.
Look
Because
for
they're airing it
Natalia.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're airing it tomorrow, so it has to be live.
Okay, well, she's super excited because she got a message saying that they're going to practice and they're going to get ready, and that she's invited because she made it. They haven't, she hasn't officially started yet, but she's going to be there with them in the parade and for the performance. And so, Mom and Dad, make sure you watch. But I don't even need to say that because my mom will be watching.
They are tuned in already.
So for everyone watching, if you do or don't watch it and you'd like to just support, know that one of the contestants is from where Ben and I live. And if you want to, go ahead and just throw your votes for them. I think there's a text. I know there's a text I've seen going around where it says text 6 to the American Idol number.
Yeah, they're all ready to go. I just about 2 hours ago, I just went down there and checked it out, and they are all ready.
Yeah. So
that's
pretty
exciting.
I'm excited for her. I'm like,
yeah,
that's more power to you. Whatever we do to support.
That's
it is
hometown.
exciting. Yeah, I'm happy for her. So
I don't watch American Idol, but I probably still won't watch, but I will be supporting her social media wise. So
I concur with that statement.
And I will vote. I have been voting for her on my phone just to give her props. So, we did some voting at Rivian recently because they were like, hey, there was this contest in the state saying what's the coolest thing that Illinois makes, and there was a bunch of items that I had no idea that we make. Like Illinois makes fruit by the roll, fruit roll-ups.
Fruit roll-ups.
Not fruit roll-ups.
Okay.
Fruit by the foot.
I got
Fruit by the
excited.
foot. So,
Me
but
too.
It's still the same thing. It's still the same company. It's just not the fruit roll-ups. It's the fruit by the foot. So it's the one that's like
It's
a
the
foot long.
knockoff brand.
Okay.
No,
well,
it's not the
like,
knockoff. It's
No,
the same
I'm
company.
kidding. I'm
Oh, okay.
kidding.
Well, anyway, I didn't know they made that here.
we
And
need to
then
get
there's
our
some
food
sort of
terminology down. By God, I'd have to.
yeah. So anyway, there was a whole bunch of other products. They've been telling us at Rivian, they're like, go vote. If you feel compelled, vote for the Rivian truck. I voted for the Rivian truck. Why not?
Dude, beer nuts.
That's right. That's in our town too.
That's in our town. They were on the list too. So,
Really?
But, anyway, Rivian ended up winning. They did win. So.
Cool.
And then that I was going to ask you guys just too a quick question. When you film these, do you guys when you do these episodes? I know I'm supposed to look at? Do you guys look up into the camera or do you look down?
I look at the person.
Okay, all right. So
I look at the camera.
Do you?
Right there, because that's where people.
Because I know I'm supposed to, but then I just start getting into it.
I want to look at the person.
I look at y'all. I look at the person when I'm listening to y'all. When I'm talking, I look at the lens.
Okay, all right.
I feel like I'm cross-eyed looking up, so I don't do it.
Yeah, I feel the same actually.
You tell us, guys. Do you feel like does it matter to y'all when we look at you through the lens, or if we're talking at the boxes? Because like right now, I'm staring at a box and I'm looking at Sandy and Dr. Ben and talking.
But see, since you wear glasses, the rim is like right to where it blocks your eye, so it doesn't really. You can't really tell on you.
True.
See,
good.
And these are progressives, so I have to look with the top part because the monitor is farther away. If y'all were like up here, then I would be like that. I could be like, okay, but it's blurry.
See, and then we could tell where you were looking. But I just look at whoever's talking.
Me too.
And then Daywalker says it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay, good.
Look at this. I like you no matter where you look. I love that.
So sweet. I love.
I
when she comes
know.
on here and talks.
Look.
In the comments.
What you looking at now?
That is a long no. Okay.
The eyes don't bother me. Randy says the eyes don't bother me, but the ice bothered me.
Yes.
The ice from
Were
your
you
drink.
chewing on ice?
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. So I got to be careful because actually, when I was trying to get down to the bottom, I poked a hole at the bottom, and now there's.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
That
it
was
unintentional ASMR. So
I don't think he likes that though, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Dr.
getting.
Ben, I end up on ASMR TikTok. I can't even tell you how often.
you do you,
I don't
really?
even know why.
I don't think you need to preface it with ASMR. I think you just end up on TikTok.
I know why I end up on TikTok. It's the ASMR part because that is so annoying, and they sit there and do all these weird things like.
My kid loves it.
He's
been like, "Give me a microphone, Dad. Let me borrow your microphone because I want to do an ASMR video." I'm like, "No, creepy."
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? People are watching this. No.
Yeah, that's a little not.
And people send them money.
Yikes. Okay.
They do.
Well.
On TikTok.
Maybe I need to start an ASMR video club.
Yeah, maybe Randy, we're open.
Thank you, Randy, for opening the ASMR.
Just teach for his summer job.
Yes, you can make some change off of that, and buy you more colognes to review.
I was just thinking that. I was thinking to myself, you can hear the wheels turning. I was like, wait, cologne.
What could I do with all that extra money?
Yeah. Oh, I know what I could do with it.
Right. I've already got plans. So Debbie wants to know, what is that? What does ASMR stand for?
What it stands for, I don't know. I can
tell you.
Hold on. Let's get on the
sensory.
Yeah.
So, sensory.
It stands for, and I've heard this a lot of times. I always forget it though. Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. Coined in 2010. ASMR is a relaxing, often sedative sensation that begins on the scalp and moves down the body. Also known as brain massage, it's triggered by placid sights and sounds such as whispers, accents, and crackles.
So, Mom, it might be like an episode where somebody is like the entire time they're going like, and that's all they
do. And making clicking noises like.
It's odd, especially if you don't know what it is.
Yes. And then I've seen people that have like these what's it called? Like the slime, and they coat it, they put it on their microphone and then just rub it in there. And
Yeah.
I'm like worried about the microphone. I'm like, you know how much you paid for that? And then there's some that use like they have a brush and they act like they're putting makeup on you and they're making all sorts of little noises. There's so many things. It's the weirdest. And then I end up there watching it because I'm just like, why are you doing that?
Potato chips, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
What are you looking for?
I'll tell you when I find it.
Okay.
Keep going.
Whoa.
What were you saying?
It's something specific that I had for you, Sandy.
Oh,
But
for
Doc,
me.
it would be yeah. So give me. Oh, that's wrong.
Anyway, so that's what ASMR is. It's supposed to be soothing for some people.
You freaking asthma.
Yeah, for me, it just annoys me
Sandy, why am I getting these stories from you on TikTok when you're on the show?
because I wanted you to see my predicament that I was in. Please look at it.
See what I mean?
I can't do it right now, but I will.
I was getting mudded on, and then I was getting held on, and I'm letting you know that I'm like running late. I'm just trying to get home. Oh, what is this? So Joanne says, that just made my head hurt. Music is my thing. I buy computer keyboards according to how they click. CPJ.
Oh my god.
CPJ. Jamie and I have a click thing. We love clicky keyboards. Like,
oh my god.
do you like those old Mac computers that we used to have at school
Yes.
with the big chunky? Oh my gosh.
And they weighed like a ton. You could seriously punch someone's lights out with those things.
But they could click the smoothest click.
Oh
The
my
noise
gosh.
is just so soothing to me. I don't know what it is about that.
So there you go. Maybe we could do a typing ASMR.
A typing ASMR would be great.
Well, I mean, come on, this is
Stop.
and then we can
You're
make it
gonna be
for
like,
our,
I'm getting
only for our
chills 'cause
Patreon fans.
I'm anticipating
and
that
our
noise, and it
OnlyFans.
sounds so good.
So
This is
I have this
Good.
giant calculator that I bought because of the purpose that it had the big chunky keys on it. I love like cashier keys. I just want to go back there and touch the keypads. I don't want to be a cashier. I just want to play with the buttons the whole time.
Yeah, I just did just now in the chat, and it was quite fun. It was I would call it exhilarating.
It was, right? So CPA,
really
my mom
fun.
was a CPA. I loved listening to her click on a 10 key. Oh, I bet she was awesome at that. Them little suckers just go, hey, Rodimus used to do inventory, and he had his 10
right.
key
Yeah.
on his...
He would just be like, "Drrrt."
yeah.
So
you still do
you know
that?
what I bet when Sandy was watching the case today, she was watching the stenographer and just
Oh, I
trying to-
wish they would put her
I
on
wish
there.
they would. I
You
wish.
know.
I'd love to hear Betty. That's all I'm saying.
Betty.
I just gave her that name.
Oh, Betty the stenographer. That sounds right.
Yeah.
I feel so. I feel that it does too.
The next time I'm
man.
on, I might have to put that as my
Dr. Ben, here's a request.
Okay.
Dr. Ben, Aqua de Gio Parfum newest pickup. Tell us your opinion.
Oh, okay. So he's asking about every year the EDT, the Eau de Toilette, right? The standard one for Aqua di Gio is the number one seller in the US, right? People love it or hate it, but it's a huge popular one, and it's kind of had its time. It's been reformulated, and so they just recently put out the parfum version, right? The parfum version of it, which is a stronger concentration, absolute home run. In fact, grand slam is what I would say.
And Rod stays smelling good. Rod is a good smelling dude. He always has his colognes on point.
Good. Well, so Aqua di Gio Parfum is amazing. I love it, and it's. I mean, I don't love all. Aqua di Gio has put out like 5 flankers, like like they put out like the original one, right, of a cologne, and then let's say they'll put out another one that has a similar name, but it's like let's say we're talking about a Chanel one, and it's like Chanel Chance. So then the next one might be called like Chanel Chance Eau Tender or something like that, right? You know what I mean? It's like a part 2 or part 3 of it, a continuation. And so the Aqua di Gio has like 4 or 5 out, and not all of them are great or definitely not better than the original. But this one was a must, and he should absolutely get that one.
Okay, you heard it here.
You heard it.
And I will be
Rodimus.
getting that one.
I wish they would get Betty's opinion on the case. I
Dang it, I
bet.
can't find it. I'll
How
have to
about
give you
Jean Nate? Just kidding. Or is it
Okay.
Jean Nate?
Yeah, maybe Jean. No, I think Jean. I think.
Looks very Jean.
All right, so I had this really, really
You still
story.
looking for it?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna find it.
Well, let me just tell Sandy real quick while you're
Okay,
looking.
thanks.
Sandy, the movie I was thinking of earlier was Encino Man. That was the one.
Oh, I've
Right?
heard of that.
That one, if I'm not mistaken,
Was he a caveman?
Yeah, right. And so I think it was in California. It was hokey. I don't know if you guys.
I don't know how
you
I
can
know
use
that. I've
word.
never watched it.
Okay, well, that was kind of the end of the road for Mr. Frazier. Was in Encino Man,
Really?
if I'm not mistaken.
I
Because
thought Encino
He
Man
said,
was Pauly
and
Shore.
you remember it was, but you remember in there he says el queso es viejo y pedrido, donde está el señoritos.
he better be in Encino Man. I'll tell you that because I hope he is.
I saw a music video from him last night that
No.
he released in 2019 or 2020, 2021 maybe even.
Wow,
Who
Pauly
did?
Shore.
dang,
Oh, really?
that's a
Yeah,
blast.
it was great. And then he started singing. And I was like, why am I wasting my life away? And then I turned it off. It was that bad.
Not for Joe. Chon wants you all to know that it's not for Joe. Oh, the Aqua di Gio. His is Sauvage, right? That's what Joe likes.
Oh yeah, well, I think it was.
Right. For
Savage
some reason,
there.
I think it's that
Which
one
is-
in
but
Adidas.
Johnny Depp is the model for that one. So
Oh, really?
Oh, that's right.
Fun fact. I had no idea.
he certainly is.
I just picked up a fragrance from Target. It's pomegranates. It's a mist.
Oh, a mist. Okay, those are.
I can't find it. Sam.
Let us know later how you know.
Yes, I just
All
picked
right,
it up.
so
We'll
let me tell
see.
you. I'm gonna have to give you the short of it because I can't find it. But
Yes, you have to give me the
Sandy,
short because I have to take care of dogs today.
Look, this Redditor posted this insane story.
What?
He says, I'm gonna butcher it so bad, but the gist of it will get you nice. So his mom and her boyfriend, they decide to split. So on Christmas time, everything's fine. Skip ahead a couple of months, February, and they decide to split. They have a house together, and they're fighting over who owns the house. So until they decide who owns the house, they've gone ahead and decided that they'll both just co-live in it at the same time.
That
Okay.
always works.
Yeah, boy, there's a.
Hold on. Reserve your stuff for when you'll feel it when it drops, everyone. So just reserve it till then.
All right.
All right. Almost immediately, mom goes ahead and announces her new girlfriend. The child, I didn't recall if it's a boy or girl. It's like I'm not stressed out that mom likes another woman or anything like that. She's 63. I remember that. She's 63 years old. She said, more power to her, whatever. That's fine.
Okay.
But this woman she met online playing video games of some kind, and they've only known each other for about a year online. So they go ahead and decide to make it official. They decide to plan a date. So mom and new girlfriend go on a date somewhere, and they have a great time. The new girlfriend, she ends up spending quite a bit of money on mom, like $3,000.
For dinner?
No, not just dinner. Dinner, gifts, and everything else.
Oh.
Mom and new girlfriend decide to
Red
come
flags.
to the house where the child's at. And we're not talking like 13, 14. This has to be like 18 to 20 something, maybe even older. Anyway, mom and new girlfriend come to the house to have dinner and to meet son. Well, girlfriend was not happy that ex-boyfriend was still living in the house.
Well, yeah, I just spent $3,000 and you didn't tell me.
So then, anyway, something happens. Nothing weird. Just like, okay, fine, whatever. Oh, but the girlfriend cannot stop exclaiming about how much money she spent on the mother and everything. Okay? So
Okay.
then,
Red flags.
Yes.
oh my gosh, this was so sandy. Then, girlfriend goes back home. Almost immediately decides that she cannot be without mom And so she says, "Oh, I missed this part. She's married, but they're split."
Red flag.
Okay.
Number 3.
So the girlfriend tells mom, "I'm gonna come live with you, and we're
Red
gonna
flag
live
number
together.
4.
I'm leaving my wife for you, but we were already split." Mom is like, "Cool, let's do this," because let's go start house shopping already.
Okay.
So they're house shopping that weekend. That weekend, the news comes out. The ex-wife killed herself. Killed herself on the exact day that her wife broke up with her.
Nah, bruh. Nah, she
She-
didn't.
Killed herself.
Yeah.
She committed suicide on the day that her wife broke it off with her. And now
Certainly
they don't need to
possible.
go house shopping anymore because now girlfriend is like, we can move into.
That's just as convenient as the
Whoa.
convenience store.
I was reading this story and I was like, this was a fresh Reddit. And now I'm thinking as I talked it out loud.
They
now
probably
I'm like,
deleted it.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering that's why, because I I save I know how to save my Reddits. I save them for this show.
Yeah.
And this was when I
Sent
was
me
like,
that business.
I almost did, but I was like, no, I'm going to bring it on tonight.
I mean,
As
talk
a-
about twists and turns. I mean, just
right. And
just
the
to figure-
kid was
to
like,
figure out the
"There's so many red
logistics.
flags."
So many red flags.
I
Like
feel like that
wanting
should
to
be
move
on-
in immediately, that's a freaking problem.
ding, 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 ding. Red flag.
Spending that kind of money on someone you just met and then bragging about it.
Well, and or bragging or reminding, which is possibly worse, right? Reminding them.
And
how
you
much
just started dating and you're already bringing them home, whether the kid is 2 or 20. It's
Yeah.
still so
No.
weird.
That's-
So apparently we have a typo. The banner under your boxes says hanging out with Dr. Bean.
Well, maybe it's being. Maybe it's like Texan.
Under our boxes.
That's in Texan. Dr. Bean.
On YouTube or Facebook.
I love by Bath and Body. I know I need to do better. Have you ever done any Bath and Body reviews? Bath and
Yes.
Body Works.
Yes, absolutely. I have Mahogany Woods, and I love that one. And I've mentioned in the review, as you guys probably well know, they even if something is selling well for them, they cycle them out, right? So they will discontinue their products even if they're selling well, which is kind of odd.
Do they
That is.
do they bring the product back out later as a different
Really?
name or whatever?
Rarely.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was wondering.
Mahogany, like I had to go and I bought a couple of them because I got the last of the the
Oh,
stash.
Mama Schmeiser.
What did she say?
She's right. I'm so sorry.
He just said he typed it in Texan.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
No problem. No. Actually, is it Daywalker Ross? Is that am I getting
Yes.
that? So
We call
I
him
just wanted
Ross.
to add something for him for the Aqua di Gio because it occurred to me. One thing you can do is you can go to the Giorgio Armani site right now, and you can sign up for a free sample of it for the parfum.
snap.
Yeah, you can.
Rod, get that.
So by all means, check that out if you would want to be interested in getting a free sample of it to try it first.
What does a sample look like? Is it like the little folds in the magazine?
It's like
Do
the
they
ones.
still
No,
make those?
no, it's like the ones I sent you guys. Right, it's those little
yes,
ones. They're
yes.
like
Little
almost like a
vials.
vial. Yeah, and then they usually they will have a sprayer, which is an atomizer, and then sometimes you have to do dabs, which can be annoying. I doubt that an Armani would do that though. But and then
So-
they usually give you 2 ml, which means that's about enough for. It's about 4 or 5 days.
I was gonna say you can make that last. I just got some Dolce & Gabbana, the only one. I usually get the original, but it's impossible to find.
Yeah, she loves the original, which is in a red velvet box. I really love that one. That one is a great perfume. Dolce & Gabbana pour femme, right? The women's version. And then the one she's talking about is a great perfume as well, the newer one.
CPJ says, I need to know what is in my Bath and Body products that make me attracted to certain fragrance. Well, it's not ambergris at those prices.
All right, let me show you. I want to show off some stuff if that's okay.
Absolutely.
I was my comic calling, right? I just want to show some of the stuff off. Did I show you this one?
Love it. You know I love it.
I don't know that was last time, was it?
No.
Just a new one.
Okay.
This
all right.
is that is not adorable. That thing is just
His face looks really thin though.
yeah.
I feel like he looks sickly.
So sometimes here's the thing with Superman. Some of the artists when they draw his face, they're always doing something weird.
Because
So animated form, they draw his cheeks as these square things, and it just looks so wrong. And here again, like what you're saying, the cheek it looks a little deformed over there on that right. You see how it looks wrinkled against his nose? That's kind of weird. I don't know about all that. I do want to say, thank you, John. I'm pretty sure. So I have not just been collecting these comics so that I can have for my personal collection, but I'm putting together a collection because I do want to begin selling comics in live auctions. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to name my store Comics Anonymous.
Cool.
So, John, it's what I end up sticking with, it's going to be because of you, and you'll get all that props. So
Okay, not only that, but if you have a conference, you can call it Common.
Comment.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I like that, actually.
Right?
I like
That's
that.
pretty cool sounding.
All right, now check this one out.
So while you're showing that, who's that?
That's Wonder Woman.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I went to
and
watch
her boyfriend.
Doctor Strange this weekend. I just wanted
And
to
you
let
liked
y'all know
that stuff, didn't you?
I liked it. We almost lost our stuff when we saw some of the people on the screen, but I'm not going to tell y'all.
That makes
But-
one of us then.
Finding Nemo does die
He
in the
does.
movie.
He does.
Little
All
Nemo.
right. So here's something ridiculously crazy that I never expected to happen.
Okay.
I've had this comic sitting back there in that corner
I feel like we've seen this
back.
one.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
It sits over there every episode, right there.
Okay.
Okay. I just want you to look at this. This cover was drawn by one of my favorite artists. His name's Michael Turner, who passed away in 2015, which has put me on the track to collect every piece of work he's ever done because his art is that beautiful to me. This cover is a variant issue, so you couldn't get it anywhere. You could only get it at a Comic-Con. I didn't attend the Comic-Con, but you can see right there, there's the little insignia for it, okay? So there's the insignia for it. The image is pretty cool. It's Supergirl breaking out of some kryptonite chains. Now, this is an homage cover to an old school Superman cover, which I've seen before, just could never find. I bought approximately 200 comics for a very small amount of money. And when I mean small, I'm gonna put it this way: it was about 20 cents per book in that collection.
Okay.
So I'm going through looking for everything. I know you already know where this is all going, but just imagine my surprise last night as I'm going through the next section of books that I've been going through, right? And I'm like scanning, I'm like, oh, I need to scan these, I need to type these, scan these, type these, and I'm going, and then I'm kind of like just auto mode, and it's late at night, and then I was like, wait a minute, and that little itch is coming on, right? And so then I start backing up. I'm like, why? And I was like, oh my God.
You got it?
Whoa.
How cool is that?
It's not a big issue, but here's the thing. I'm going to try to hold it a little bit together, guys.
Okay. All right.
And I'm only saying this because Neil Adams was one of the greatest comic book artists that our generation just lost 2 weeks ago. He was the man responsible for turning comics around from, if you remember the goofy Batman that we used to have for a while, the blue tights and everything, to the Dark Knight. Neil Adams was responsible for that.
Oh, wow.
He revolutionized how we saw Batman and others, but that was the turning point in comics. That's why when I posted about him, it was because he changed it all. He drew this cover.
How much is that worth, Jamie?
I don't know yet.
Well, not only is that your first one by him?
No. So the man, the thing is the man, he touched everything. So honestly, his art is everywhere.
Okay.
But this is one of the ones that I won't say it's a key, what you call them, but it is one that the cover is synonymous. When you see this, you automatically know it's attached with Neil Adams. Automatically, just as you would the first Batman that he did that shows it. But to have both of these in my collection,
That's pretty
to
cool.
see the homage. I was like, what in the world? I cannot believe. So last night, I just saw this last night, and I was just like, I hadn't even seen check how much it is or whatever, but 20 cents.
Your baby wants some attention, Dr. Ben.
20 cents.
You can hear that? Yeah.
I heard her walk in.
She does
Sorry.
really well during these. But
She does, because she's quiet. So that's what mine do. Mine do like real quiet. They don't do like a full on bark. They just kind of, hey, just I'm here, and I need something.
Exactly. Well, that's why I got the walk in before the episode. So
I'm sorry, I'm all like distracted because now you got me wondering what did I?
Oh look,
What do I
Tron
have?
says 1 million.
Well, what's funny is that the thing, when it originally came out was only 35 cents.
what year?
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Okay.
Whatever year it was a July.
It
that's
doesn't
all I
say
know.
on there. Okay.
No,
What if it was an
78.
81? Oh,
It was 78.
cool.
What, 78? You said?
Yep.
Oh wow, that's cool.
It'd have been a lot cooler if it had been an 81.
We have a cute groundhog that lives underneath our shed.
Oh, gosh.
And so whenever she comes out, and takes a little stroll, our dog is not,
She lets you know.
they're not huge fans of each other.
I think there was like a TikTok where people actually had like a little house for them and had little garden because they would go in there and destroy their garden.
And they just put some, I could
And
see
they
that.
just put something in, and then they would have like his veggies, and all of a sudden like he had a wife, and then they had children.
Yep, they do.
So-
So that's too funny. And you guys were making me think earlier about the old PhD days. When I did my dissertation, my mom, if she's still on, she'll claim, I think, that she didn't do this. Here's my thing. I did most of my dissertation in the library. You could check out, and it looked like a broom closet, and it was basically almost like a jail cell, right? Like a fenced in area, and it had just enough room for one person to sit, at like a half desk. It looked like something from Willy Wonka or something, and you checked it out per semester. Okay, she's still there. So I took a picture of it the last day when I finished my dissertation, and to this day I still cannot find that picture. And I think because she did not like the idea of me working, all day in this little tiny, cell, right? And I still think she might have, accidentally moved that picture on.
She filed that under T for trash.
Under T for trash, but she'll let's see if she comes clean on that. But
So CPJ says, we got rid of the prairie dogs and rabbits at our house. They create a lot of damage, and they do. Oh my goodness!
They do.
So here we actually have what's called Prairie Dog Town, where they attempt to relocate all of these prairie dogs.
okay,
But since we're building out in their land, and they're just all over the place, and they wreak havoc everywhere. So
Yeah, Doc, I'm with you though. My last house, I dealt with skunks and groundhogs, and it was
She
a
said,
pain
"No,
to get rid of
I
them.
didn't."
she says no, I didn't. Okay, I will believe Mom.
Oh, I
You
believe
want
her.
to know my trick for it, Doc?
Well, yes.
You get a water hose. You go take it to their den, and you just turn it on until it floods.
See, here's the problem, though. The problem is I love the groundhogs. Rosie's not a huge fan, but
Get rid of them. They're
Yeah.
gonna tear
So
your
Rosie,
yard up,
here's
Doc.
what you do. Not really.
Rosie,
no,
you get the water hose.
She's outside with the dog.
Yeah. So
No,
I've had
the groundhog has been here since we moved in, years, and has never
There's
caused.
At
I
least
can
he's
give you-
single and celibate.
No, I don't think so. Look, I got a couple numbers I can get you if you want, but I'm telling you the water hose
Rosie.
is the best way.
Call
There's
me.
no-
I'm sorry. What? I can't hear you, Jaime. I'm sorry. You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
I'm glad you think they're cute and funny and all that. I can't stand them because you know what? All it's going to take is one time for you, Doc. The groundhog makes the home, leaves for whenever it leaves, and then the skunk gets in there before the groundhog. And this is from experience. The skunks get in there, you won't be singing this tune anymore. I'm just telling you.
Okay. Well, I'm seeing a different side of Jaime now.
The skunks, he was very aggressive with the skunks.
I have PTSD with those things.
Really? Okay. Well,
That and water. The
Okay,
idea of water
kids,
getting
we
in my
gotta
basement.
wrap it up. I'm sorry.
we did
Oh,
another
that's fine.
feature film. I think we did do another feature film.
We did. It's another feature film.
session, and
And I'm flying solo, and I have to go put my dogs up because they're gonna make a
Okay,
mess.
no worries. I'm looking for the outro.
Look, Jamie's pets. Chuan wants everybody to know these are Jamie's pets.
yeah,
It started out
Yeah.
with just one, and then all of a sudden there was
Oh
like
my
he
God.
went live when the babies, and they were just so cute.
They
and
were adorable. They really were, but it absolutely reeked
It
in my
reeked.
entire
I
home.
can smell it here.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my God.
Baby snakes.
Oh,
Skunks.
Okay. Because don't you have like snakes?
No,
and pets?
I don't know if you can
there
see
were
that, Dr.
snakes.
Bennett.
I'd have been
Skunks.
happy.
Oh, I'm
little
sorry. Oh, no.
skunks.
I thought it was a I correct. I see it now. Yeah, those are.
We've enjoyed you being on, Miss Debbie. Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
I appreciate the soft, gentle nudge to get off the air.
Well, and notice she even said y'all.
Yeah,
She's trying.
She's a Texan by proxy.
She is. Indeed
I like
she is.
that.
This actually could be my last stop for a while, right? I think. 'Cause
Oh, that's
Mr.
right. You
Joe's
won't
coming
be
back.
here.
I won't be
We've
here
got
for a while.
We'll be here on Wednesday.
And so.
then-
But we're
it-
going to have you back on to talk about your book.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So
So
anytime,
you will
and
be on as a guest. I'll
okay,
actually
I'll
send
be
you
on
the
as a
link
guest.
after the show's over and do that. We really should go.
Thank
We'll
you,
talk
Miss
more.
Debbie. She said that was just for Sandy. Good night, Rosie. Thanks
Oh,
for
wow.
being on here.
Okay.
Have so much fun on your cruise.
exactly enjoy
Yes.
your cruise, you two. In
Dance
fact, I
and
won't
eat
say
it
that
up.
because I can tell they're enjoying it already on Facebook.
All right. We love you guys. We'll see you back here on Wednesday. I've got a special guest who's coming in. And be honest, I only invited him because he dug X-Men comic books and he had a pretty freaking
Good
what do you
night,
call it?
Randy.
Knowledge
Thanks for
of it.
being on here.
But from what I understand, he does film and music and
Who?
our guest on Wednesday. So all that's just going to be the extra. But apparently he's a big deal out of San Antonio. So
Okay, all
I only
right.
brought him on because I want to talk about X-Men more comics.
And that's Wednesday.
That's Wednesday night.
Okay.
His name is Tony Lugo. Okay.
All
I swear the name
right.
sounds so familiar. But anyway, so come and join us again Wednesday night at 9:00. And
Good
Joe,
night,
if you're
Rodimus.
watching, hope you're having a great time with your daughter. And everyone else, we'll see you again later.
Enjoy
Love you guys.
Nashville. Good night, everybody.
Take care.